Yeah, thanks for the question. So I know that your organization invests in its employees, and it also values them, and it shows to continually achieve growth and penetration into its market. So I know your company is showing successful results in its financial reports, and yeah, that's sort of yeah what I know about your company. Um, So your next question was, why are you interested in your organization? I'm interested because I have a few friends that work for your company, and they speak highly of it, the culture, the benefits, other employees, the relationships, and I just see myself as being a part of something, an organization that's has a culture like that. So, um, yeah. Uh, why do I want this position? I believe that this is a great entry level position for the company and for me to assess the company in its entirety and for the company to assess my own skills and abilities to kind of determine if this is a good fit or if maybe my skills might be best used in another area of the company. But yeah, I think this is just a great way to get into the company and freshen up some skills and abilities that I have that, yeah, can be used during this position. So what do I consider the ideal job for me? The ideal job would be one that I feel supported in both accomplishing my tasks and the things that I value and take pride in. And then, yeah, for me, the ideal job is one that I get to work with a team and we work towards a shared goal and are able to progressively work towards that as a whole. So, yeah, so I chose my major in my area of study because I've been involved in the field of business for over 10 years now, and I believe that that having a great understanding in accounting and marketing will potentially be a great platform to develop off of, and it can be used in a variety of different positions. So I thought it would be a versatile field to go into. So, hmm. Um, my academic average in school was my undergrad was just over 3.0, and currently my graduate GPA or academic average is a 4.0. So, yeah, in school, I achieved honors mainly uh, reaching the deans and presidents list every year, and I also got accepted into a couple honor societies for being achievements, being a variety of achievements. But the most recently one I got accepted into it was the International Golden Key Society. So yeah, outside of work, the extracurricular activities that I'm involved in, I've been a volunteer for a youth organization for the last 8 years, which focuses on teen youth, specifically in high school, and it focuses on growth, maturity, like providing direction, and yeah, just helping them through the process of education and entering the workforce. So. Uh, yeah, so what courses did I like the best and least? Um, so my favorite class was my Tax Law 2 class in my undergrad. This class was high demanding and pretty much required that I spend like a certain amount of time in the class, and then each exam we'd have one exam every 4 chapters, and it'd be like a 20 to 40 hour like commitment to complete the exam and score a passing grade on it. Normally, the more hours you spend, the more, better results you'd get on the test. So, my least favorite course was in humanities. It was gender, sex, and culture class, which I kind of dreaded attending because the culture in class was kind of negative and normally led to me and one other male in the class being targeted. Being the only two males, the professor wanted kind of our perception on things, but the manner that she did it was kind of crude and it belittled our responses, and it normally, put down our limited perspectives that we might have or the knowledge of that content area. So, that was why it was kind of my least favorite class. It was hard to get engaged in it. So, so I have classes completed as part of my major. A lot of them have helped me prepare for my career because they're all applicable to business, and they provide me with potentially refreshers on skills, knowledge of previous skills that I had that I didn't have enough skills or proficiency in, so it provided me with the improvements in those. Additionally, it provided me with a variety of skills that I wasn't confident in, like marketing. So I wasn't really that great at marketing, but it provided me methods and tactics to efficiently market some products. So. I have disagreed with my supervisor when they ask me to do stuff, and when it does happen, I normally complete what is requested of me. But beforehand, I normally, if it's not timely and I can still do it and voice my opinion or my viewpoints or understanding, I tend to try to kind of discuss my reasoning and why I disagree and kind of come to a common grounds and consensus on why we're not able to do it that way, or just so I can better improve my understanding and my abilities to produce results that is acceptable by our supervisor. So so the work atmosphere that I prefer is one that is kind of interactive and allows me to converse with others while working. For instance, like somewhere where it's not like in my own small little cubicle in the back office where nobody ever comes, but one where I get slight interaction and, get to slightly begin building those relationships with coworkers. But with that, I also, in the atmosphere, I kind of like it to be a little supportive, but be a little structured, so it's like still provides support in the on the job. Let's see. I do believe that a sense of humor is vital for any job, and with people, people kind of interact differently, and having a sense of humor allows you to mesh and relate with others a lot easier. And without it, it would make work a lot more difficult, and it might lead to being a little more stressful or not being able to accompany needs or wants because of the extra stress that you don't get through reduced humor. Conflict I had with someone in the work environment. So I had a conflict between my superior and they were requesting me do something that wasn't in my job description, and I'd been trained to do it, but the way he wanted me to do it didn't cover all the bases, and there's going to be additional financial debt accrued through progressively doing what was requested of me, and so I was trying to discuss with him, and he pretty much disregarded everything and told me to move forward with it. So I did, and yeah, so we ended up accruing some more financial debt, and yeah, because of that, we had to pay it off and do some other stuff. But anyways, I handled this, through trying to mediate and try to get a sense of understanding and common grounds where we could discuss, like, hey, what are we going to do? Why are we going to do it? And eventually, after this happened, we were able to have that conversation, but prior we weren't, because both of us just had some communication breakdown and wasn't able to effectively work through it. So I tend to handle pressure relatively easily. For me, it's a motivator, and it normally pushes me to be more productive and efficient, which is great for me because normally if I push things off towards later, I can still accomplish them on time, but I try not to do that. So my previous employers would probably describe me as hardworking, compassionate, willing to do what is needed to accomplish the task at hand, always willing to help, group-oriented, and probably goal-driven. So I've not ever been fired or asked to resign from a position. So most of my my leave of employment were due to end of, for instance, internships, or end of employment agreements or stuff like that, where I didn't seek to continue employment. I'm still actually currently employed with my previous employer, and if offered a position, I would need to provide 2 weeks' notice before I could leave employment. And I have actually had very few problems with my previous supervisors, because I believe through communication you can essentially work through any issues, and through effective communication, issues are diminished, if not eliminated. So my greatest strength are my abilities to manage my time, meet deadlines, attend to special requests, being flexible and willing to accommodate and go the extra mile as needed. One thing I do not do well is holding others accountable. So, as someone who normally can take on additional work and still meet demands and commitments, it's hard for me to keep others accountable, because I know I can fill in their gaps, and as a whole, being group-oriented, I know, hey, we're driven through an end product rather than all these small parts. So, yeah, that's one thing I do really bad. So, yeah, you guys should hire me, because I am not only educated in the field of business, accounting, and marketing, but I also have had a variety of experiences that allow me to draw from them and be more efficient and at accomplishing my job, and it provides me with more skills and abilities that can be used on the job. So, thanks.